Welcome back once again. For today's upload, I've chosen a little bit more footage from last week's Joe to Pro featuring champion rank gameplay submitted by the viewer Turtles. Except the clips I've chosen this time deal specifically with situational awareness and decision making on more of a macro level. So great for understanding spawns, understanding how the game flows, and just how to work with your teammates in general. Now we also have a big week ahead of us. This weekend is DreamHack Dallas, where the top teams in Halo will face off against each other for a prize pool of $50,000. That's a lot of cheddar and a good reason to tune in to twitch.tv/Halo this weekend. And I won't be at Dallas, unfortunately, but I did book the weekend off. I will be watching and creating content around the event as it's happening. So stay tuned, guys. Of course, the focus for this event is Halo 3, and I know it's been a while since I've uploaded some Halo 3 content, so good to get some more back out there. I know you guys have been waiting for some Halo 3 content, so stay tuned. And to kick off the DreamHack discussion, I'm excited to announce that tomorrow's guest on HCS Weekly is Bravo. I am so excited to talk to this man. Of course, a massive caster in Halo. He worked at 343 for several years. He's very knowledgeable. He's very well known. It's going to be a great discussion. We're talking about his career highlights all the way from the beginning, fast forward to the present, and giving our predictions on DreamHack Dallas, how we think the event's going to go down. Of course, make sure to tune in tomorrow, 5 p.m. CT, 6 p.m. Eastern on twitch.tv/UGC. You guys can watch the discussion. If you don't know about HCS Weekly, it's basically like a podcast. I'm interviewing pros and developers in Halo. We've got Roy on there. We got Royal 2 on there. We got Walshy on there. We've had so many huge personalities on the show already. I've linked the show in the description. You can check out some of the episodes and join me tomorrow for the live thing. Anyway, long intro for me. Let's get to the video. Enjoy this week's Joe to Pro. So you spawn up again. This is kind of an interesting situation. So they have control, plaza side of the map. You have a teammate top mid. You have a teammate nest. You could try to go under, like, U-turn and try to secure loop. That's, like, one thing. But the most, like, natural, like, I guess, what you naturally do when you spawn in this kind of situation is you want to go blue. So it makes complete sense that he would go this direction. How you approach blue, it's hard to say what the best thing to do is. Sometimes off spawn, I will, like, do a super jump and I'll land on top of the garbage truck with my reticle placed over to cafe so I can shoot somebody like as I land, which is super ridiculous and it burns your thrust. But if you have good shots, honestly, you could make it work, but not necessary. You could go this way. You could go hotel. You got the barrel. That kind of makes it like risky. And also if you shoot the barrel, it reveals the fact that you're there. So going this way is fine. The only issue with the direction was his thrust slide was a little sloppy. He like bumped the garbage truck and then he gave away his position. And he took a free shot. You'll see right here, just the angle of it. Like, he just bank, and then boom, he gets shot in the face. But his reaction to this situation, knowing that he's in trouble here. Nap times with the sub. Let's go, buddy. We got some casting to do this weekend. So yeah, knowing that he's kind of compromised in this situation, he doesn't jump up. He makes a smart decision to go down through bottom mid, and now he's going to slow play. His teammate's dead top mid. He knows his teammate's dead top mid. He knows he's got a teammate on nest. He can't really afford to immediately be aggressive in cafe, so he's slow playing through bottom mid. Now he's going cafe this direction. I think he plays this really well. Even just kind of waiting here, and he's listening. He doesn't immediately jump up. He kind of listens for a second. The guy takes pressure, and then he jumps up, and he gets that kill. And how does he get that kill? You guys should know this jump by right now. Should know this jump by now, sorry. So slow plays under here, recognizes that guy's under pressure, his teammate's pressuring him. Push your body up against the wall, jump, hold, crouch. You can clamber up, and then just melee the guy in the face, and he's dead. Like, that's a nice, quick kill. Turtle's on cafe here. In the window. He's going to fire some nice shots into this player. And then he makes one of the worst plays I think that he makes in the game is this right here. Okay? So you can, without the outlines, you can tell he has 3 teammates here. He's got Matt, Kyle, and Alex all on this area of the map. What is he doing? He's nading S4 in an open location with his back facing. They're spawning in tram, in yard, in that area, right? Let's figure out where they actually are. There's one in tram. And look where Minx is, right below him, right? So he should never, like, and I know why he's doing it, and I can imagine that he's listening to comms right now, and somebody's calling out the fact that Nikolai, there you are, being a distraction, is on nest, right? So he's trying to throw nades to help out with that situation, but I don't think that's his job. I think, yes, listening to call-outs is important, but sometimes you need to recognize, like a macro sense here, he shouldn't be here. He should have taken the earliest opportunity to get up to top yellow and be in a better spot to help out if necessary. He has 3 teammates in nest.
I just don't think he needed to turn and worry about that situation there. You'll see right here. Gets the kill. The moment he puts shots into this guy and knocks him down, he jumps forward. Go top yellow. Go top yellow right now. Even though Nico's there, and I know that, like, it's tempting to try to do this, but now that he's standing here, he's out in the open. If anything, like, as you're throwing that nade or something, maybe back up to big door or kind of go to, like, this sign, so then you have the option to go up to top yellow. Just in general, like, put yourself in a better spot than kind of just being here when you know players responding on the outside of the map, because now he's going to get shot in the back by Minx. That jump that he did, I don't know if he was caught in the jump before he noticed that Minx was there, but that jump was terrible, that first jump at the start of the fight, because it forced him to burn the thrust. If he didn't jump when he turned around and he strafed and he was patient and he thrusted out the big door, he could have lived. But he did an early jump. The moment he got shot, he was forced to thrust, and now he's dead. So it's a combination of things, just kind of having the awareness to know your teammates are on nest. You have 3 teammates on nest. It may not be necessary to stop and throw that nade. Instead, it might be better to get map control top gold. And from there, you can throw nades, or to try to go around, you know, through the door, or just in these areas here where you're ready for a potential fight from a player like this. So you're going to spawn up. This is a good opportunity to go top yellow or top S4, and you recognize that, I think. So you don't have, especially because you don't have anybody loop. So, I mean, if you just stay here and nest, you're going to receive a lot of pressure from loop. This gives you like a pretty good angle, an option to apply pressure to wherever you want to be. There's no barrel up there too, so perfect. I mean, you could do so much. You could be such a nuisance, especially if you stand on this outer rim here, this edge. You can very easily jump like out to the light post. I don't know. Just in general, I like this spot on the map. You could do a lot. And you recognize that too, because you try to spring jump up immediately. So, I mean, the only thing I can say about that is, like, the issue with trying to get jumps like this is if you go for the jump and you miss the jump, now it's a timing loss. Like, now you've kind of screwed yourself over. So all I can say is, like, get better at spring jumping, or try the super jump right the moment that you, like, clamber this. Super jump up there so you guarantee that you're up there, because if you don't do it, then it's like a timing loss. And now you're here. Now you fire good shots at Nikolai. You back him down. And this is an interesting situation. Now, what I think is, so it's hard to know, and I mean, based on whether or not your teammates are calling this out accurately, I think that you need to recognize that you have an opening to go top mid here. And you'll see as this plays out, you decide to double back with your teammate and nest, and you're ultimately ineffective in this spot here. Your teammate's taking pressure, you'll push forward. Now you're going to try your hand here and try to live. I think you could have jumped up to S4 while you were, like, backing down, and then that might have helped you escape and be like a nuisance. But in general, from earlier on, the moment you back him down from this location, imagine if you, instead of doubling back up with your teammate and doubling up on nest, which doesn't really help, you expanded this direction, you stood here. If you stand here, look at this. Like, easy kill on bottom mid. You've got shots onto these players, and that would be, like, with the understanding that players respond in cafe. You'd have to know players respond in cafe. Your team's calling it out, so you can kind of confidently do that. The worry if you stand here is that somebody, because nobody's covering loop, is that somebody could spawn loop and get up behind you, which is possible. Thankfully, you have a teammate spawning in yard at that point too. I mean, maybe if your teammate's communicating that he spawned up yard, that it would help give you confidence going forward here. I don't know. Just in general, yes, you're pushing forward. Yes, there might be a risk that a player could be on the loop side of the map because it's not covered. But even if you are here and somebody shoots you in the back, you still got options. Like, you can fall to the ledge and, like, be a nuisance and stay alive. I just think top mid is a great place to get control of. If necessary, you jump up here. When you're on this, when you're on here, you could drop back clamber. You could be so annoying when you're on here. You can do so much. And then from there, you can go S4. So just in general, I think you had an opportunity there. So yeah, and you're right. There's a bit of like a sniper greed moment here where I feel like, okay, you've doubled up with this team, like this teammate. Now, no, instead of even, you wouldn't even necessarily have to thrust here. I mean, yeah, like it blew up there. I think from the button, jump to the button and then up to S4. This is if, like, you really want to be a hard kill. If you're really quick here, well, thank you, Tara. If you're really quick here, you could go from the button up to S4, and yes, you'd be giving up the sniper, but then he would have to chase you, and then they'd all be trying to kill you, and that would serve as a distraction for your teammates who are spawning up in yard to regain map control. So, I mean, that could help if you're, like, really, really annoying here. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. That's just a tough situation in general. This spawn is great. So just notice, guys, when you have these opportunities off spawn, like, we're going to take off the outlines here. He knows where his teammates are. Off of his spawn. and he knows that OS is coming up. You gotta you gotta be paying attention to this stuff. He could have actually gone up through glass, but I like that he goes this way in this scenario because it ends up being a little sneakier. He gets right behind Nikolai. Nikolai just kind of unfortunate timing, or he's not checking his radar or something, just gets back-whacked. Free opportunity for the OS here, and he grabs it, and I love how you immediately take it up to top mid and you go S4, and now you're just applying pressure on these players in Hotel, which this is all great. This one scenario is a little weird, though. So you dive at this guy, and this is beautiful. Like, you kill Minx with the dive, like the fly forward shot from the pistol, but in doing so, you commit yourself to Hotel, and now you're chasing in Hotel, and you're getting shot in the back for free, and you lose half your OS just because of that, or most of your OS because of that. So yeah, okay, so you fly for OS. Let's look at this with the outlines on. What I was thinking in this situation is it possible for you to get this kill on Minx without thrusting forward? Because when you're on S4, you could walk out to here, right? And from here, you got an easy angle on Cafe to finish her off, but it's hard to say, honestly. I understand why you sprint jumped forward, thrusted forward, because Minx, when you kill Minx, if you were a millisecond later, look at this. Literally right about to get around that corner. You had such a small fraction of time to make that work. It looks badass too. You just fly by. But yeah, I wonder, right? Because if you just were up on S4 and instead of jumping, you just kind of thrusted or something, and you stayed on S4 and you managed to get that kill, then you're in such a you're in a way better position. You can nade Hotel from here. You're ready for this guy who spawns in Nest. You don't waste your OS immediately. You got a way better spot in the map for angles, for applying pressure, for just anything you want to do. On top of the fact that your teammates kind of they kind of blunder this whole situation. This one player specifically who leaves top yellow didn't need to leave top yellow. I think he just kind of gives his life up, which you'll see. I think it's Alex. He's going to go yard right here, yeah. And then he comes up. I just think he needs to recognize the importance of his position here. Where, yeah, he notices John's pushing forward, and then now he's pushing forward, and he's got one underneath him as well. Right here, and then he gets too aggressive. He jump thrusts at him while he's one shot. He has two teammates here, and he just gives up his life when he could have been controlling. He could have been here, and then Swish could have expanded out. This could have been a Nest spawn trap. This could have been a nasty Nest spawn trap if he just stayed alive. And it's hard to expect turtles in the situation to know that the player is going to spawn in bottom nest when you fly forward. I think I don't know how to instruct to have awareness of the fact that the nest spawn is open here. It's kind of based on callouts, based on positioning your teammates. But as you push up on Hotel here, this player is going to spawn nest. Why does he spawn nest? Because Swish is here, which is not terrible that Swish is here. He's blocking it. As long as you're aware of the fact that the nest, that players are spawning nest, then you could trap them there. You can get nice clean kills for it. But this is why it happens, because he's pushing forward. This guy's in loop, he's blocking the loop spawn over on light rifle. Bam, he spawns up. So see where everybody is? Shots are being fired into Cafe. Cafe's blocked. Hotel's definitely blocked because they're fucking kids up in Hotel. And he's blocking, you've got a player top yellow, and then he's blocking loop. Enough to be blocking loop. So the game's all right, we'll put them here. So it makes sense why he spawns here. It's hard to expect that he should be aware of the fact that it's happening, though I just think this was such a commitment. He didn't need to chase this. He's got two teammates here. He just put his back to that player, got shot for free. And I know it's you have OS, so you can just chase shit. Right here, you could sprint, thrust slide, jump, stabilize, you're up here, and that would be a faster route. But instead, he's just chase, you know? Thankfully, your teammates are crossing from Cafe, he goes down. So he spawns up and he goes light rifle. He knows that players are spawning in Cafe at this point. He knows that, look at the position of his teammates and the callouts that he's getting, and you can see where your teammates are. You've got two indicators. You got your radar. The biggest thing is just their name tags when you push up. So he knows they're going to be in Cafe. He knows they could be pushing through yard. So he's going to jump up to this sign and wait here, which this actually can be very exceptional. But the only way that this is really good is if you have somebody here, somebody in this area of the map to stop this guy. And that's kind of where I personally think that his teammate made a mistake. Matt messed up here, I think. There he is. Okay, watch Matt. like in a situation like this where you know players respond in cafe, you know you have numbers, you know you have map control, go top mid instead of bottom mid. I don't like that he goes bottom mid here because then you're out of the action, you're not applying pressure, you're giving them an opportunity to push up and gain back the map, even if you're trying to like slow play whatever it is. I just think like this is better, dude. Just get up here and just suppress them, like keep them in blue and just keep them under pressure and they're forced to spawn blue. Like you can jump up here, you're just a nuisance. And if he's up here, then this play makes sense. Then this play from Turtles is perfect if Matt is top mid. But Matt's not top mid. Matt is slow playing, so watch what happens. Now, Turtles, this is actually kind of a bad play. So, I mean, what you would have to do is recognize, oh shit, my teammate went bottom mid. Okay, well then maybe I got to play from here instead. Because this guy is going to come through the door. And now you've got a dilemma. You got a player in a door, and you have this player that you're like, oh, he's probably going to push me. He's going to push you at the same time. So, watch. He's just waiting up here. This player's coming down. He starts taking shots from big door. He's forced to go down. I mean, beautiful like adaptation play. Like his reaction to the situation was freaking. That was the best thing he could have done.